Hey kids, hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me again. I'm Sam, and we're going to have a story and some songs this week. I picked another story out of the Jesus Storybook Bible that we read a story from the other week, that about a man called Noah, if you can remember that far back. We're going to look at a guy called Joseph this week, and we're going to sing some songs together as well. So make sure when we get to the songs, you've got some space to do some of those actions along with me. But hey, shall we jump into the story where you can take a look at the pictures and read along with me if you'd like? Come on then, let's read The Forgiving Prince.
Jacob had 12 sons, but of all his sons, Joseph was his favorite. One day, Jacob gave Joseph a splendid new robe. It was beautiful and rich with all the colors of the rainbow, but it made Joseph's brothers jealous. They wanted rich rainbow robes too. Then, to make matters worse, Joseph kept on having these special dreams. I dreamt I was the greatest. I was king, Joseph told his brothers, and you all bowed down to me. Now, I'm sure you know, even if Joseph didn't, that telling your brothers things like that isn't a very good idea. Joseph's brothers hated him even more. They wanted to kill Joseph and his dreams. And one day, that's exactly what they tried to do. They tore Joseph's rainbow robe off him and sold him to slave traders for 20 pieces of silver. The traders took Joseph to Egypt and made him into a slave. The brothers went home and lied to their father, telling him that Joseph was dead. That's the end of that dreamer, they thought. But they were wrong. God had a magnificent dream for Joseph's life, and even when it looked like everything had gone wrong, God would use it all to help make the dream come true. God would use everything that was happening to Joseph to do something good. Meanwhile, though, things were not looking good for Joseph in Egypt. He was far from home and from his dad. Then he got blamed for something he didn't do, and even though he had done nothing wrong, he was punished and thrown in jail. But God had not left Joseph. One night, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, had a scary dream about thin cows gobbling up fat cows. What on earth did it mean? He didn't know, but Joseph was a dream expert, so Pharaoh sent for him. It means a famine is coming, Joseph explained. There won't be enough food. Pharaoh was so pleased by Joseph's skill that he immediately took Joseph out of jail and made him a prince. Now back home, Joseph's brothers had run out of food and everyone was hungry. God's special family was in danger. If they didn't get food soon, they would starve to death. So Joseph's brothers traveled to Egypt to buy food. They came and knelt before the new prince. His brothers didn't know that the prince was Joseph, but Joseph knew who they were. Joseph's dreams, the one about his brothers bowing down to him, was coming true. It's me, Joseph cried. When they saw it was Joseph, his brothers were afraid. They had wronged Joseph, they had sinned, and they knew it. Now Joseph would certainly punish them. But Joseph looked at his brothers, and his eyes filled with tears. Even though his brothers had hurt him and hated him and wanted him dead, in spite of everything, he couldn't stop loving them. His heart, which they had broken, filled up with love, and Joseph forgave them. Joseph threw his arms around them. Don't be afraid, he said. Behind what you were doing, underneath everything that was happening, God was doing something good. God was making everything right again. Joseph didn't punish them. He rescued them. He brought God's special family to live safely with him in Egypt. One day, God would send another prince, a young prince whose heart would break. Like Joseph, he would leave his home and his father. His brothers would hate him and want him dead. He would be sold for pieces of silver. He would be punished even though he had done nothing wrong. But God would use everything that happened to this young prince, even the bad things, to do something good, to forgive the sins of the world.
Oh, I like that story. Joseph had some people be mean to him a little bit like last week. And like last week, he still chose to be kind. He rescued all his brothers and his family, even though they had sent him away to a different place and he'd had some hardship. maybe we can continue to be kind this week, but especially to our brothers and sisters, our mummies and daddies, adults, our family. Let's continue to be kind this week. Are you ready to sing some songs? I am. I've got some space. No one's around me, so I can do all the actions that needed for the songs we're about to sing. Let's have some fun. It's song time. Are we ready for 5 Little Monkeys? That's what we're going to sing now. And do the actions if you want to too. Let's have some fun. 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mummy called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. 4 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mummy called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. 3 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mummy called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. 2 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mummy called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. 1 little monkey jumping on the bed. He fell off and bumped his head. Mummy called the doctor and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Super job, everyone. Great actions. Shall we do another song? Okay, kids. Have you got something that resembles a flying saucer? I've got a little funny looking Lego ship here. Shall we sing our flying saucer song? Let's go. 3 little men in the flying saucer flew round the world one day. They looked left and right and they didn't like the sight, so one of them flew away. Whoosh! 2 little men in the flying saucer flew round the world one day. Looked left and right and they didn't like the sight, so one of them flew away. Whoosh! 1 little man in a flying saucer flew round the world one day. Looked left and right and he didn't like the sight, so he then flew away. Whoosh! Super job. Isn't it fun having a flying saucer to whoosh around the room? Super fun. Well done, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me this week. We've had fun reading a story and using our arms and our legs and our bodies to do some actions to some of the songs. I'm going to see you next week where we can do it again. Another story and some more songs to have fun together. Be kind and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.